ability to have what you need.
The ability to do.
The ability to do.
Not have.
Okay, the ability to do what you need to do when you need to do it. Yes.
The only way you can actually experience the flow of abundance that way is by valuing all forms in which abundance can come. Money on your planet is a legitimate expression of exchange and abundance and fairness and balance. But the idea is it's not the only way. And sometimes money is actually not the path of least resistance. It can be a combination of things too. You might get a little bit of money, you might get a trade, you might get a gift. In combination, those three things might be enough to allow you to do what you need to do when you need to do it. So if you're open to all forms in which abundance can come, and you can compile them and add to them and put them together and then say, well, between this and this and this, I'm able to do what I need to do, instead of insisting that it all has to be this or it all has to be this. Let it be a combination of different forms of abundance. Why not? What do you care? As long as you have the ability to do what you need to do. And of course, you have to pay attention to the idea of what it is you think you need to do as opposed to what you actually really do need to do. Because sometimes the negative ego may make you think that certain things have to happen in a certain way, and the higher mind is attempting to tell you they don't have to happen that way at all. You understand?
Yes.
So you have to be able to tell the difference between when your physical mind is attempting to convince you that things have to happen a certain way, as opposed to the higher mind just showing you the way in which they actually can happen. This is why you need to relax the expectation component of your physical mind. Because your physical mind has no idea how something might actually happen. You might have a glimmer. It might be right from time to time, but that doesn't mean it's always right. That doesn't mean it always knows. In fact, it rarely knows how something is actually going to happen. That's called surprise. That's called the unexpected. That's called the path of least resistance. That's called go with the flow. That's called being flexible. That's called being open to what you actually are instead of insisting on what you think you need to be. Is this helping?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, this is helping.
All right. So
Yes,
relax your definition to need abundance to come in a certain way. Act on your highest excitement to the best of your ability with no insistence on the outcome. And excitement will function as the complete kit that it is to allow you to keep moving in the direction of your highest excitement, to keep expanding in that way, no matter that it might come in a variety of forms that your physical mind might think they look like they have nothing to do with one another. The excitement tells you they are connected, not the way things look. Yes?
Yes.
Is this helping?
Yes.
Is that sufficient?
Yes.
Well then, thank you.
Thank you. I love you.
Our love to you as well. Again, please remember, we are not just giving you aphorisms and nice, fun sayings. This is physics. This is how it works. We are describing energy states. We are describing physics. We are describing the laws of creation. What you put out is what you get back. It's as simple as that. Don't overthink it. Don't overcomplicate it. Keep it simple. Simple, simple, simple.
Hello, Bashar.
I knew you a good day.
I would like to know if you can give an insight. When I was about 9 years old, I had a near drowning experience.
How exciting.
And at the moment of losing consciousness, is that what death feels like?
It can. Yes. Really, in a sense, death can feel just like walking through a doorway.
At that time, when I came to again, I guess I must have shifted.
Yes.
So when that moment of, so I do can't.
You were given a choice to stay in spirit or to continue your life in a parallel reality so similar you didn't notice it wasn't the same reality.
But you couldn't tell if that moment of losing consciousness, if that what death felt like.
Yes, because you died.
So, literally at that time.
Literally, you died.
Physical death.
Yes, and you were given an opportunity to stay in spirit or to continue the life as if you hadn't died, but the only way to do that is in a parallel reality that's so similar you don't know the difference.
Okay, thank you.
You understand?
Yes, thank you. A question about sleep
Yes.
is, no offense to you, but usually when I fall asleep, when I listen to channel messages, I often fall asleep.
That's
but
fine. Were you here last night of your time?
Yes.
Did you hear us say that sometimes people respond by falling asleep so they can get their conscious mind out of the way and allow the information to be absorbed in the way they need to be absorbed?
Okay, yes.
So it's a natural reaction sometimes to the energy that we give off, or higher energy frequencies, because you know that your physical mind brings with it all sorts of filters and assumptions and definitions that don't necessarily work for the vibrational energy you wish to absorb. So you put it to sleep. You go, shh, go to sleep, go to sleep. And then your higher mind can pay attention, absorb what it needs to, and give that and deliver that to the physical mind in the way it needs to by whispering to it while it's sleeping gently, telling it lovely bedtime stories that allow it to absorb the information in a palatable way, a comfortable way, an enjoyable way, so that when the physical mind wakes up, it'll go, oh, well, I feel pretty good. I don't know why, but I feel different.
Yeah, okay, great, thank you. Also, can you give a little how to develop an inner joy in your heart?
Oh, sorry, I was asleep.
I'm trying to word it so it's just exact. So how to develop the inner joy in your heart.
Oh, I apologize. What were you saying? All right, I'm listening.
Okay, so how to develop the inner joy in your heart and in your mind, and that synchronize them together and
Well,
have
how
them.
do you imagine that might work for you? This is your ability to design a permission slip that will allow you to feel the communion and communication between the heart and the mind in a balanced way. So this is your opportunity to use your imagination to design whatever permission slip will allow you to feel and believe that you are balancing the energy between your heart and mind. So what do you want to do? This is your chance right now to choose an extraordinary life, to choose an extraordinary permission slip through your extraordinary imagination. What do you imagine would allow you to experience what it is you seek? Be extraordinary right now. Come on, you can do it. I know you can. Use that imagination. Be creative. Picture. How does that work? Do you see the heart? Do you see the mind? How are they represented? Can you see them talking to each other, blending together? What works for you? Come on, open up your imagination.
Okay, so usually I can get my heart to be enjoyed, not all the time, periodically.
Is that how you want to define this permission slip? I can't do it all the time. Is that the way you want to design the permission slip? That you can't do it all the time?
I can,
watch your definitions.
Right. It's not that I can't do, I'm not always thinking about it all the time.
You don't have to think about it all the time.
So just tell yourself that it's there all the time, then it's there all the time.
No, not just tell yourself. Know that it is.
Right. And
There's
then
a difference.
Okay. Know that it's there all the time, and then send it to your mind, and have your mind also know that the joy is there all the time together with the heart.
Does that feel correct to you?
Yes.
Or would you like to make some adjustments in that?
To really experience it.
And
the
by
joy
experiencing
itself.
it, how will you experience it? Once you know that, how will you experience it? There's a simple answer.
By being peaceful.
Nope.
Just feeling the happiness.
Nope. You already talked about feeling the happiness. But the idea is, how will you ground this in your physical reality? If you know this will work for you, and you desire to experience the fact that it will work for you, How will you ground this knowledge in physical reality?
Just tell yourself
You will act like you know it's true.
yes.
Because knowledge and action are synonymous. What you know to be true is in your behavior. You don't think about it. You don't wonder about it. You don't say, do I believe this is true? You just do what you know is true. Have you not seen us give this demonstration before?
Okay.
Have you?
No.
Do you have a small object? Pen,
Yeah.
pencil, coin, anything?
Yes.
Do you have it in your hand? Put it in your hand. A ring, jewelry, anything.
Yes.
Do you have it in your hand?
Yes.
Put it on the floor.
Oh, I think I remember seeing this.
Well, put it on the floor.
Okay.
Did you do it?
Yes.
Now pick it up. Did you do it?
Yes.
Did you think about it or did you just do it? Did you ask yourself if you believed you could pick it up? No, you just picked it up.
Yes, thank
What
you.
you know is true, you just do. Knowledge and behavior are synonymous.
Okay.
So if you know that this permission slip will work for you, and you are in the state that you prefer to be in, the only way to experience it in physical reality, to ground it in physical reality, is to behave like you know it's true. Make it synonymous with your action. Because the knowledge and the action are simply two sides of the same coin.
Okay.
Yes?
Thank you. Yes.
Does that help you?
Yes, thank you.
Does that help you? All right. Thank you.
Thank you. I have a question from my daughter. She wants to ask you, where does the source comes from?
The source of all that is
Yes, where
comes
does
from
it
here.
come?
It comes from now. There is no other place or time.
So that means the source is always here, has been here. Is
Always.
never-
Time and space are subject to existence. Existence is not subject to time and space. There is no beginning to existence and no end. It is simply here. It is simply now. That's what it is. And everything else is subject to that. It doesn't need to have a beginning because it's not subject to the idea of time.
Okay.
So it's just here, it's just now, it is everything you see, it is everywhere, every when, it is all that is.
Okay. All right. Thank you
And
very
that
much.
means that so are you and so is she.
Right.
Yes?
Okay.
Everything you experience will always be from your point of view, from your identity. Even when you think about the experience of blending, as you often say, with all that is, that doesn't mean you lose your identity. It means you're the only identity left. You are all that is. When you blend with all that is, you see everything from that point of view, but you're still you. You're your version of all that is, just like everyone else will experience themselves as their version of all that is. That's what it means to be a multidimensional being. Everyone can experience themselves as all that is. And all that is experiences itself as all of us experiencing themselves as aspects of all that is and experiencing themselves as their version of all that is. And all those versions together also make up another all that is, experiencing all the versions of all that is can be. And that version can experience itself as other versions of all that is, experiencing all that is, experiencing all that is, experiencing all that is, experiencing all that is. You get the point?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And a good day.
This is really cool. Okay, this is a question about my physical body. Oh,
We are checking the temperature. You said it was cool.
oh, it's hot, or I don't know.
It's hot and cool.
Sort of hot and cool. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm sweating, but my hands are cool. Okay.
Speak up.
I probably know the answer, but I need
Speak up.
validation. I created a motor vehicle accident.
No, all right. How
In December.
exciting for you.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting.
Did it jar you awake into a new understanding
It
of yourself?
really did.
All right.
It connected
Congratulations.
me with, yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
So as a result, I injured my spine. A piece of my vertebrae broke off.
Oh, all right.
The only reason I found that out was because I did go to ER.
Yes.
But after that, I made a decision that I wasn't going to, utilize that healing modality.
Oh, all right.
And-
you can use the detoxification modality if you wish.
What is that?
There are very strong formulations of detoxification that will remove the toxins from your system, and when you then remove the toxins from your system and put in the proper nutrients, your body can heal itself even from an injury like that. So detoxify your body as thoroughly as possible. If you wish, this information can be given to you later after this transmission, because there are many different forms of detoxification, but because we often get this question, we have already directed the channel to research and explore certain companies on your planet that provide extremely strong detoxification programs, and there will be someone who can give you this information once this is over, or even during this particular transmission if you wish.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, my next question is, I utilized different healing modalities, and one of the ones that I completely resonated with is with angelic beings.
Yay.
And with utmost respect and love, what are angels?
Angels are the first reflection of all that is. Does that make sense to you in your language? All that is, in a sense, everything that exists is a reflection from some particular point of view of all that is. Angels are the first reflection.
Yes.
That
I
allow
understand.
all that is to know itself as all that is. You could say it's the first layer of the onion. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Of the consciousness of all that is. But it expresses itself individually in, well, all right, if you want, mini gods, so to speak, which you call the angelic realm. It's reflections, it's mirrors of all that is. Individuated mirrors, individuated representations of all that is on a very high level. The first level, the first split, the first reflection. Make sense?
Thank you so much.
Well, you're so welcome. I had nothing to do with that.
Much love. That's it.
Unconditional
Thank you.
love to you.
Good day, Bashar.
And you good day.
And good day to you all. I love you.
Our love to you as well.
My first question, Bashar, it's about anxiety or panic attacks.
Anxiety and panic attack.
Yeah,
How
sometimes.
exciting.
Yeah, sometimes I have experienced those things that
All
we call.
right. Well, what's
And-
holding you back from being yourself? What are you afraid of?
I don't know.
Oh,
yet.
don't give me that. Of course you do, or certainly it's easy to find out. Because again, all you have to do is ask the question and be willing to hear the answer. What am I afraid will happen if I am my authentic self? If I allow myself to be who I prefer to be, what am I terrified might happen? Well, what are you afraid will happen? What are you
I don't
anxious
know.
about?
I get like all these thoughts of like maybe going crazy or something like that.
Going crazy.
Yeah.
Well, why do you have definitions that would say that to be yourself would make you crazy? That's not a definition of your authentic self. Wouldn't a definition of your authentic self simply allow you to be balanced and joyful? Wouldn't that be a more appropriate definition of the authentic self?
Yep.
So why are you holding on to a definition of your true self that says that your true self would somehow automatically be crazy in a negative way? Why are you holding that definition to be true? It makes no sense.
Like right now, I think like I'm quite balanced, but I don't know if it's part of like change on my body and my physical body.
Well, so what if it is? That's not necessarily a negative thing, is it?
Nope.
Well, then why would that lead to anxiety? You do understand that you can't have a feeling without a definition first, yes?
Yes.
All right, so what definition would have to be true about you in order for you to be feeling anxious about yourself? What are you buying into that you think is true? It's not true because it's out of alignment with who you are, but if you're buying into the idea of something out of alignment being true, you're going to feel anxious. Do you not understand? Anxiety is the emotion's way of telling you you have a definition that's out of alignment. It's doing a service by pointing it out to you, by bringing it to your attention. Don't get caught up in the feeling. Oh, I'm feeling anxiety. That's a bad thing. No, Because then you're only heaping more negativity as a definition on the experience of anxiety. If you understand that anxiety is just the way in which you're experiencing your energy because you're filtering your energy through a negative definition, then you can say, oh, thank you, anxiety, for pointing out that I'm out of alignment and out of balance with who I prefer to be. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. Now, what would I have to believe is true in order to be generating anxiety by filtering my energy through this negative definition? What would that negative definition have to be about myself? Then you can be in touch. If you're willing to hear the answer, then something in your life will bring the answer to you, if you're not afraid to hear the answer too. And if you are, then there's another belief you need to deal with and identify. But that's all it takes, is understanding what anxiety is there for and not getting caught up in the fact that, oh, I'm experiencing anxiety, something must be wrong. No, something's very right. That's the point. Something is very right. Your emotional system is working perfectly by pointing out that you have a definition that isn't working for you. That's why you're feeling the anxiety. That means it's working fine. It only starts to seem like it's not working when you get caught up in the fact that the anxiety is there and label it inappropriately as something's going wrong. No, something's going right. Use it. And then you will see that it will disappear. Because anytime a messenger of emotionality comes to you, fear, anxiety, self-doubt, what have you, anytime it raises its head, it's telling you you need to find something there that's generating it. And when you say, thank you for bringing that to my attention, I will now pay attention to what you're saying and go exploring and find out what that definition is, then the fear, the anxiety, the self-doubt will have done its job, and it will turn into curiosity and imagination and investigation and discovery and excitement. It's the same energy as your joy. It's just that it's your joy being filtered through something that's out of alignment. So of course it's going to be discordant, but it's your energy. The fact that it's discordant allows you to know you're out of tune and to bring yourself back into tune. So when you feel these things, these so-called negative energies, that means your system is working perfectly as a guidance mechanism to let you know there's something you need to adjust, to bring yourself back into tune. Does that make sense?
Yes, perfect sense.
All right. Then use it that way, and you will experience the result of that. Okay. That's all it is. It's your guidance mechanism. Treat it as such, and it will serve you as such. Yes?
Okay. Thank you very much, Bashar.
Thank you.
I have another question.
Yes.
Okay. Regarding about this natural substance, about regenerating the myelin and the nervous system.
Yes.
Can you give me a hint?
No. Because
Okay.
this has to be discovered by you, because there are many things that could do this, but you have to choose and attract yourself to the process that will work best for you, just as that other person has to do that for herself. Because there are different ways this can be done, and we will not pin you down to one specific way. I will tell you both, again, what we told the last person, is that one of the first stages that will aid and assist you in any such replenishment process is to first thoroughly detoxify your system so that your cells are not jammed with toxins that prevent the nutrients from lodging in the cells. If you flush the cells out and let the toxins go out of your body, then the cells are capable of absorbing whatever nutrients you put in that will then help replenish and balance the body. So detoxification may be the first step for all of these questions, and then you can discover for yourself what will work as the nutrients you need to put in to allow the body to heal itself. All right?
All right.
All right. Well, thank you so very much.
Thank you very much, Bashar, and my love to you all.
Our unconditional love to you.
Hello, Bashar.
And you good day.
So a couple of years ago, I kind of went into this rabbit hole, if you will, of research for a project, and it got me obsessed with things that took my mind to a less than positive place, I guess. So it was fun to think about.
Well, you chose to go to a less than positive place.
I went there.
No circumstance actually takes you there. You choose to go there based on your belief system.
Do you have thoughts on human beings who let their minds drift to conspiracies all the time, and whether or not the presidential figure at the time
It's what
is...
I just said. If you are embedded with a negative belief system, you will gravitate towards seeing everything in life through negative lenses. Remember that all of these are real realities. You get the experience you focus on. So those that have the belief system that think that there are conspiracies around every corner will experience conspiracies around every corner. That's the version of Earth they will experience. We're not saying there are no such things as conspiracies. Of course there are, because conspiracies themselves are usually the product of negative belief systems in the way that you typically refer to conspiracies on your planet. Of course, anytime anyone gets together with anyone else and goes in a similar direction or discusses something of a similar content, technically speaking, that's a conspiracy. Conspiration, co-spire, breathe together. Anyone that is doing anything with someone else that is the same thing is conspiring with them in the neutral sense of the word. But we understand the way that people on your planet typically use the word conspiracy. It usually is given a negative context. But again, the idea is that people who have fear-based belief systems will see conspiracies under every rock, and they'll experience the result of that. What do you prefer? So, if you don't prefer to experience that, have a positive-based belief system, and even though you might observe that there might actually be a conspiracy somewhere, or you might observe that someone else is saying there are conspiracies everywhere, that doesn't mean that any so-called conspiracies will affect your life in any particular way at all, because you'll be on a different frequency, you'll be on a different wavelength, and whatever it is their intention is will simply have no ability to affect you in any negative way. So it's your choice.
There are no negative entities on this planet that you're aware of that...
Of course, there are many entities on your planet that are negatively oriented, but so what? What's that got to do with the life that you choose to experience? Why not simply exist on a wavelength that will make whatever it is they're doing completely ineffectual for you? So in that sense, you won't care whether there are negative entities here or there or anywhere, because they'll simply have no effect on you. Do you understand? The more you focus on the idea that there are negative entities, the more you become negatively oriented. In fact, that's actually what they rely on. Do you understand? That's the trick. The idea is that they want you to think they're more powerful than they are. And their power comes from getting you to believe they're more powerful than they are. So you give over your power. And thus, you are succumbing to the negative idea that they're perpetuating. But they don't really have more power than you do. They just want you to believe that they do. And when you believe that they do, then they do, because you give it to them. So don't fall for the trick. Don't get caught up in the idea that there may be negative entities. Of course there are. But so what? What's that got to do with the life you're going to experience?
Nothing.
Well, then, why bring it up?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Bashar.
And a you good day.
I'm very excited to be with you.
We are very excited to be interacting with you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I was conversing with Source as I was parking to get here, and it was...
No, all right.
Yeah. And it was a very...
Source is your parking fairy?
No. They're
No?
much easier than that, but...
Oh, all right.
Yeah. I was making a lot of demands about my life right now.
Demands?
Yeah.
Demands? Why do you need to make demands?
Because I have this level of frustration about
right.
where I feel I'm willing to exist and be,
All right.
and what I feel is showing up in my life.
Do you understand that experiencing frustration actually prevents you from being where you prefer to be? So you're creating a self-fulfilling negative prophecy?
No, I didn't.
Well, do you understand it now?
Ish, yes.
Ish. All right, ish. When you have negative definitions, negative expectations, you're putting certain expectations upon where you think you need to be, and you're finding yourself not being there, and you allow frustration to come in, the frustration is a result of another negative definition that says that something is wrong.
Yeah.
As soon as you define that something is wrong, something will be experienced as wrong. And it will keep being experienced as wrong as long as you hold the definition to be true, that it's wrong. Therefore, you are building your own frustration. So you're the one creating your frustration by having a definition of what's going on that's out of alignment with your true vibration. The idea is to understand that wherever you are at any given moment, even if it's not where you prefer to be, is where you need to be at that moment to learn what you need to learn. Even if it's only to learn that you don't prefer that moment. But you have to understand there's a big, 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 big difference between neutrally recognizing that you don't prefer something and invalidating that thing with a negative definition. As soon as you invalidate what you don't prefer, you stick to it like glue.
Wow.
Because you're giving it undue attention.
Yeah.
You're giving it undue power. You're assigning more power to it than your definition of preference. And that's what keeps you in that self-perpetuating cycle of frustration, is defining what's going on as invalid. Because then all you're doing is invalidating yourself. Because you create and attract every experience for some reason. And if you invalidate the reason that you attracted the experience to yourself, you can't get out of that experience what it is you could be getting out of that experience in a positive way, because all you're doing is assigning it, filling it with negative vibrations. Therefore, its only possible opportunity is to provide you with more and more amplified negative experiences, because that's what you're funneling into it, is invalidation. So it will reflect invalidation back to you, and you will feel invalidated, and you will feel upset, and you will feel constricted, and you will feel frustrated because you're invalidating yourself. Remember, physical reality is just a mirror. Just a mirror. And if you're seeing a frown in the reflection, you can't invalidate it because you know the frown is coming from your own face. So you're invalidating your own state of being. Again, you can recognize, oh, well, I don't prefer that state, but I'm not going to invalidate it, because by seeing the frown in the mirror, I see that I'm not in the state I prefer to be in. So thank you, frown. I will now turn you upside down. And I will smile because that's what I prefer. And I don't care if you smile back, but you have shown me that smiling is what I prefer. So I will smile, and oh look, what a shock. The reflection is smiling back. Because it has no choice when you actually finally decide to smile at everything that happens, because you know it's going to serve you in a positive way, because you say so. If you're going to make demands, make the demand on yourself that you validate every single experience in your life, because you know it can serve double duty. And would you prefer it to serve you negatively, or would you prefer to serve you positively?
Positively.
Then demand of yourself that you always treat every situation in a positive way, and you will always get the positive experience without invalidating the one you don't prefer.
Can you give me an example of that?
Yes, I can. We have told this story before. The radio thief.
Okay.
Are you familiar with this?
No.
All right. A friend of the channel's is passionate about music. Passionate, passionate, passionate all day long. And is a musician. And one of the things that he loved to do was listen to music on the radio in his car while driving around your city. Now, he was passionate about buying a certain radio because it delivered the best quality sound. But he didn't have enough money to buy that and saw no other way to get a hold of it. So, following the idea of acting on your highest excitement to the best of your ability, he bought the next radio down he could afford that was still representative of excitement, but it was representative of the excitement he could attain, he could act on, even though he could not get the one he initially really preferred. You follow me so far?
Yes, I do.
Now, he had that radio installed in his automobile, and 1 week later, a thief broke into the car, damaged the dashboard, stole the radio, and ran away. Now, many people on your planet would invalidate this, would say, this is negative, this is bad. Why did this happen to me? Something must be wrong. I'm invalidating myself for having created this. I thought it was more spiritual than this. That's the big one in your reality. I thought I was more spiritual than this. That's the trap you fall into. There is nothing unspiritual about what I just described. Nothing. And because this person knew that, they stayed in a positive state. They said, I don't know how this serves me, but it must, because I prefer that it does. I prefer that this serve me in a positive way. I have no idea how this is going to serve me, but I know that it must. So by staying in that state, they went about the typical business that you do on your planet, reported the theft to the insurance company, got reimbursed for the radio, and also got money to repair the dashboard where the damage was done. Chose a particular auto repair shop, went to the auto repair shop. The auto repair person looked at the damage and said, you know, it looks bad, but it really isn't that bad. I can repair that in a jiffy. And did so so quickly, they didn't even charge the person for it. And now the person is standing there going, I have the money to replace the radio I had bought, but I still have the money that I was going to use to repair the car that now I don't need to spend that way. And when they took both amounts and put them together to the penny, it was exactly the amount that they needed to buy the original radio they were originally passionate about. That's how it works when you allow it to. If he had gone into the negative vibration, oh, this is terrible. I thought it was more spiritual than this. This is negative. This is bad. I invalidate this. Then he probably would not necessarily have gotten the same amount of money from the insurance company. He might have gone to an auto repair shop that would have charged him double for doing something that someone else could do for free. You understand? He would have attracted like vibration to like vibration, and would have had a negative experience because he put a negative meaning to it, but he didn't. Put the positive meaning to it, and even though he couldn't fathom how it was going to serve him, it did. And it didn't matter what the thief's intention was. Didn't matter that the thief might have been coming from negative fear-based scenarios of being deprived and thinking that that thief had to steal in order to have, in order to feel powerful. Didn't matter what the thief's agenda was, because it didn't affect the reality of this person who stayed in the positive state. Is that a good enough example for you?
That was a gift. Thank you.
And so are you. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. Everything that happens in your life is a gift. And if you treat it that way, you'll experience it that way and spend the rest of your life unwrapping presents. Does that help you?
Enormously. Thank
All
you.
right. Well, thank you. Anchor points are being established for the upcoming transmission from Epsilon. Nania.
Yes, we do have one more person coming up.
All right.
Were you next? Oh, okay, come on up.
All right. I heard you people multiplied quickly, but I had no idea.
Hi, Bashar.
Andrew, good day.
Wanted to first
Speak up, and be bold.
Wanted to first thank your organization for putting your videos,
My organization.
for putting the videos on YouTube. That's how you were introduced to me. So
All right.
just want to say thank you. I have a question of curiosity.
Yes.
A lady before us asked you the question about angels.
Yes.
And my question is, and you said that angels were the first layer
The first reflection of all that is. Yes.
of all there is. So my question is, what's the next layers, and do they have definitions or names?
The idea of a vibrational name does exist within them, and you can have a certain translation in different realities or dimensions. That doesn't mean that they necessarily refer to themselves that way. It might just be the way that they are translated in different realities from your perspective.
So I'm not clear. So are there,
In other words, what you call the idea of an archangel, Michael, doesn't necessarily refer to itself that way, but understands that that may be an aspect of itself relative to your dimensional interpretation of its energy.
okay, let me ask the same question a little different ways.
Oh, all right.
Okay, we have angels, we have souls, we have spirits.
Yes.
And so beyond those three,
Well, you have oversouls as well.
okay, beyond the oversoul, what is there?
Well,
Going back to all there is.
there can be many different layers of what you might still euphemistically refer to as oversouls. You can give these different levels any kind of a name you want. You can say it's a super soul. You can say it's a universal soul. You can say it's a multiversal soul. You can give all the different levels any names you want, but it just goes on and on and on and on and on in different variations and different frequency divisions until you get to all that is.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Shibai.
Shivai,
I love you, Bashar.
our unconditional love to you as well.
Thank you. You recommend American Botanical Pharmacy for detox, right?
Yes, American Botanical Pharmacy has a very potent detox program. It
Yes.
exists in your Los Angeles area.
Yes, I love it. And so my family live in Japan. So do you have any recommendation detox company in Japan?
Nope,
No?
you will have to do the research yourself.
Okay.
Or you can simply acquire what is from the American Botanical Pharmacy and take it to Japan.
Okay, thank you so much.
Does that help you?
Yes.
Anything else?
And could you tell me about dragons?
Dragon.
Yes.
Well, there are many levels to this idea. Some of this idea exists in a non-physical dimensional reality. Some of it has expressed itself from time to time in your physical reality. But generally speaking, the dragon is the symbol, the archetypal symbol of ancient wisdom of physical reality and power. Wisdom and power of physical reality, expressing yourself as fully as you can. It is similar to what we were talking about today in terms of being extraordinary. It is the idea of giving over that power and igniting your life through the fire of the dragon, through the power of the wisdom of your natural ancient beingness, connecting to the earth in a very profound way and yet soaring to the sky by living as your authentic self. This is the symbol of the connection, the ladder, the link between heaven and earth. Yes?
Yes.
It is also sometimes been associated to the idea of certain extraterrestrial beings, symbolically, because of the kind of power they exhibit. Not so much because of how they actually look, although there are some extraterrestrial societies that have interacted with your planet that are a little bit amphibian-like, a little bit reptilian-like, but sometimes they have expressed an association to this symbol because of that familiarity or similarity. But the symbol of the dragon itself is a more ephemeral and etheric one, a more ultra-dimensional one, more representational, symbolic one of your ancient wisdom and power and connection from heaven to earth, and the revelation of secrets and the discovery of treasure within yourself, within your being. Yes?
Yes.
Does this
Great.
help you?
Yes, a lot.
All right.
Great.
Then
Thank you.
go and breathe some fire into your life.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Anchor points are now established. Did you have something to add, Nania?
Yes. Hi, Tadea.
To you, good day.
We have a question from our Ustream listeners.
Yes.
This one is about the children that are born on Esasani.
Yes.
And now that you are transitioning and becoming quasi-physical,
Yes.
can you tell us a little bit about the children that are born on your planet now, whether or not they are quasi-physical when they're born, or
Yes.
they're
They
not?
are quasi-physical when they're born. The idea is that a male and a female energy will create an energy bubble between them. And in that energy bubble, a new quasi-physical body will be formed that is representative of the soul of that child. And that child will then, in a sense, connect to that quasi-physical body and have a physiological representation in our society from that point forward. That is how birth takes place on our planet at this time, in our evolution.
Can you share a little bit about when a child is born on your planet, their relationship with their parents, and also their relationship with the other people in your society?
Well, they do have, obviously, a slightly different relationships with what you might call their quote-unquote biological parents, because there is biology involved in the sense that the essence of the energy of the parents is involved in the creation of that energy bubble in which the child's body is formed. And actual quasi-physical genetic material actually extends into that energetic bubble to allow for the body to be formed from the genetic material of the parents. Does that make sense so far?
Yes.
So the child does understand, even genetically, that they are connected and related to the parents who have used their genetic makeup to form that energy bubble along with their own energy makeup as well, and relates to them in that sense as biological parents. At the same time, in our society, because we are telepathically connected and because we consider ourselves one marriage and one family, then the adults on the planet are actually the parents of all the children, and the children are the children of all the adults. We live in one family, we live in one marriage, even though there are a number of individuals experiencing a number of variations of that idea within the collective. There is still overall one sense of family. So the child is allowed at age 3 to go wherever they want on the planet, because we know that no matter where they go, they're going to run into someone who's going to treat them like their own children.
So what's happening during those first 3 years?
They are mostly with what you would call the biological parents and their immediate acquaintances, going on whatever adventures the biological parents are going on, following their own excitement, so that they are absorbing from the parents the guide that they need, the guidance that they need to understand the general matrix of the agreement that they have been born into in that particular setup. So the parents help fulfill, help reflect to the child, help the child know, and help anchor into the child in the physical reality the agreements the child made. They help reinforce those attributes in the child that will allow the child to explore their own excitement in the most stable and expansive way possible. Then the child is released with that knowledge, with that understanding, with that stabilization in place to go and explore and express their highest excitement in whatever way, shape, and form they agreed to when they chose that particular theme.
So when the parents are focused on the child, what is their primary energetic attitude towards their child that they're communicating to the child so that it understands who it is and what it is?
Well, unconditional love and support of itself in whatever way it designed itself, in whatever way it chose to be. In choosing the parents and the parents choosing the child from a higher level, that is reinforced. The agreements are reinforced so that the child has clarity about their relationship to the parents, to the world, and to the theme that they are exploring, and most of all, to themselves, so that they understand what it is they are exploring. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. So for the children that were born on the planet when you were more physical, but
Yes.
may not necessarily be grown up in that
There
sense.
was more ritual to it, shall we say. There were rituals that were created that were reflective of the kind of things that we're now expressing simply energetically, that set up certain vibrations that the child would experience that would allow them to be stable in their understanding of their themes of exploration, of their connection to the world, their connection to our society, their connection to the cosmos. A lot of those took the form of music in the sense of setting up certain literal frequency environments that were harmonically representative of all the things that we are now expressing simply energetically to our children. Not that music can't be used, but it simply isn't as necessary as it used to be a long time ago when we were more like you.
So the children that were born that were physical for you,
Yes.
that are going through the process with you of
Yes.
becoming non-physical,
Yes.
how does that express itself?
In what way do you mean?
Oh, I guess that was the original question that came in, the idea of the children being born in a physical state when you, personally, let's say, were physical.
Well, I have been only really quasi-physical. And my children, Nania, are quasi-physical as well.
You did see that I was
We have been quasi-physical as a society for hundreds and hundreds of years.
Oh.
Remember, our dimension operates 10 times faster than yours. You understand?
Yes.
So we evolve faster. So what to you may seem to be 100 years, to us is 1,000. You understand? We have
Yes.
1,000 years of evolution for every 100 of
Yes.
your years of experience.
Yes. Did you share with me something about how, with your father, that you spent a long period of time with regard to, the contact work and everything?
We experienced a lot of training under our father's guidance and our mother's guidance with regard to the idea of becoming a first contact specialist and continuing the family line. And by the way, my grandmother was also a first contact specialist.
So that's been going on in the family line for a long time.
Yes, it has. There have been some derivations, but generally it has existed in the family line for quite some time.
So is there anything else you can share with us about
It has been my family line for what we experience to be about 3,000 of your years.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
All right.
So, and it all sounds so wonderful. I guess I'm just trying to envision, like, if there's a class of young children together on Essassani.
Normally, they can be on the planet's surface, but in many cases, they are actually on the motherships, because the motherships are the cities and the classrooms that explore the cosmos, so they get firsthand experience of what other civilizations are like. I do teach a class of first contact specialists on the mothership.
Yeah, I know that one of the things you do is teach the
Yes.
children also,
Yes.
like groups of children.
The first contact specialists, yes.
So when we're in Hawaii and we're doing our circles with our counterpart Essassani classes, sometimes we're probably interfacing with
Yes,
your...
of course. There will always be overlap in any class structure on other levels, in other dimensions. Not only ours, but on spirit levels as well.
I think the realization is that it's great to be an Essassani child.
It's great to be an Earth child
And
as well.
that was exactly my second thought.
I know,
was
that's
that
why I said it for you.
You read my mind.
No, we're on the same wavelength and having the same thoughts at the same time.
Thank you, Tadeo. That was beautiful.
Thank you, Nania. At this timing will be the transmission that has been established and anchored within. One moment, one moment, one moment. Attention, attention, attention. I am Epsilon. Together with Epiphany and Eclipse, we are the triad of the Essassani Oversoul. There are no others like us. No others will channel us in the way being channeled now through this particular conduit. We are here to remind you the vibration of your upcoming matrix. There is now, having been explained to you, that we as a triad stabilize the vibration of the Essassani Oversoul, so that all the individuals therein can experience and draw from that stabilization matrix. We have explained that we are also now overlapping with the collective consciousness of your civilization. The way that this is being done energetically is as follows. It has been discovered that there are within your lunar body, disc-like large objects, concentrations of mass called mascons. These have been fashioned in your natural lunar body. The moon that you experience is a natural body split off from your world, but it has been engineered by others to contain these mascons which resonate at a certain frequency. And in resonating at this frequency, it was prepared that the moon could act as a resonating receiver for the vibration we are now sending to you. To establish the stabilization link between our world of Esasani and your world of Earth and the higher minds and oversouls that are represented by each. So as we now set up the idea of the resonant pattern of our stabilization energy and transmit this vibration to your world, we are now activating the mascons within your moon. Your moon shall now become your vibrational representation of the Earth oversoul, and act now in a new way that will help accelerate the vibrational energy toward the time that we have announced and brought to your attention as the fall of 2016, when everything will change. You will thus now, looking at your moon, feeling the idea of the polarized light coming from your moon that is reflected from your star, understand that that polarized light now from your moon will contain an additional vibration that will be the stabilization vibration of epsilon, epiphany, and eclipse. And in particular, any lunar eclipse that you will now experience in totality will amplify and magnify the stabilization vibration and act as a buffer zone, act as a gap for allowing of redefinition, redesign, recreation of yourselves as an identity on the oversoul level, so that that can filter down into the individual expressions on your planet that you each are, and imbue each of you more with that stabilization energy to act as a stabilizing format for the changes that will occur in your fall of 2016, so that you can ride that wave of change in a much more stabilized way. Look then to your lunar body as the representation and vibrational resonance symbol and reflection now of the oversoul of your world, sending to you this resonant vibration to stabilize, blend, and balance the masculine and feminine energy of your world, so that you can create more stability and more communion between your physical and higher mind, and all the aspects of your being can become far more integrated in a far more accelerated way during this 2.5 year opportunity you have to integrate more of yourselves before the fall of 2016, when everything changes. Attention, attention, attention. We thank you for the allowance of this transmission, and we will commune with you through your lunar body from this point forward. Did you receive that transmission appropriately? Yes. All right. Now you can understand that from this point forward, the vibration of epsilon, epiphany, and eclipse will be linking resonantly to your lunar body, so that you can all thus then, by allowing yourselves to feel that particular resonant frequency that has now been added to your oversoul energy, added to the collective consciousness of your world, you can begin to truly move more in the direction, in a positive way, of becoming lunatics. And in that way you shall become far more like us and become good crazy, so that you can become crazy good and live your extraordinary life. We will now allow you a brief break to set up your holotope experience, during which we will supply the meditation, including this new resonant frequency that now includes your collective consciousness, your oversoul, and the lunar vibration, to crystallize this connection within you and allow you to go forward in life in a more extraordinary way. Please enjoy a very short break, and we will resume this transmission shortly. How's it going? Good?